Well, welcome to my channel. Hope everybody's doing. My name is Bill. I've been fishing since the 1960s when I was a little boy with my daddy. Mostly ocean, but a lot of lakes, mostly Northern California, even knowing we lived in Southern California the majority of that time. But I'm still an amateur, and I've still got a lot to learn. 2 weeks ago, which is the last time I was fishing, I was at Silverwood Lake, and that was my first time at Silverwood since my daddy was alive, and that's been nine to 10 years. It was kind of a sentimental visit, and while on the way out of the lake, on the way home, I decided to take a sentimental stop at the Silverwood Country Store, which is about 2 miles outside of the lake, and just to take a look at their lures and fishing gear. Of course, the prices are marked up there, but for sentimental value, I saw this one, and I wish I still had the package. Inside the package, this even looked even better. But this is a lure made by Savage Gear. It's called the 3D Line Thru Roach. And I didn't understand what the line through roach meant. Well, first of all, the country that makes this, in that country, this fish is called a roach. It's very three-dimensional. It's very realistic, including the front fins. It's got a piece of nylon going through, nylon plastic, like a spine inside that gives it strength, and then it's cut here and here, which gives it a realistic look on the water. I'm going to provide a link by Savage Gear in the description field as well as on my blog, and that way you can click on see their highly professional video of that they have of this particular live bait lure right here. But this just fell off. Let me put this back on. All right, amateur fisherman, amateur videographer. But when I pulled it out of the package, the first thing I noticed was, well, where do you put the leader? Where do you put the line? There is nowhere. I thought maybe it was a reject. And then I realized that this is the first time I've ever purchased, that's the only reason why I'm making this video, a line through lure, a line through live bait. You pull this off, and it just comes off. You actually have to put it together. Now, you can actually buy them already put together from Savage Gear. I later found out by reviewing their website, but this one here was probably less expensive that way, but it was not put together. So how do you put this together? Well, how do you hook up a line on the front of this little guy? So here's the way it is. If you look here, you see in the mouth right there, the hole? That actually is where the line goes through. You need to put either real thick monofilament or a wire leader through there. The wire leader goes in there and then comes out the top here if you want the fish to go downwards, or it goes in here and then comes out this little hole. Looks like a little pee hole on the bottom. And then you hook that up to the treble hook. And I'll show you. Matter of fact, let me take some line here. I'm going to, just for the purposes of this video, I'm going to use 60-pound steel wire, 60-pound leader wire, and I'm going to cut probably about 20 inches. I'm only going to, when I'm with the finished product, it's only going to be about 12 inches. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this heavy duty, watch this. No, well, that's a bad end because it's frayed, and it's not going to go through very easily. Yeah, that's a good end. Watch this now. You put it through the hole, where's it going to come out? I've never had a lure like this before, where you have to put it together in this fashion, a line through system where it comes out either the top or the bottom. Here's the top, which if the treble hook were hooked on here, it would actually pull the fish downward. Or it would come in the bottom and then come out this hole here. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and set that aside. I'm going to go ahead and build my own leader, because I didn't know you had to do this when I bought the lure. You know, 10, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and of course 40 years ago, I never would have bought this lure knowing this, because I just didn't have the patience for these kind of things. But now, I'll be 62 in a few months. I actually have the patience for these kind of things now. And I actually enjoy these kind of things now. Normally I would like to buy everything already made. So I'm going to run this through. This is a single sleeve rather than a double. Again, this is 60 pound, which is an overkill, but it's stiffer. And I'm going to run it through again. Boy, I tell you, it's even with my readers on. Okay, there it is, going through. I'm going to run that through like this. Get it all the way in there. Now I'm going to tighten this loop down to where the loop's very small. Watch this. And the reason why is I don't want to leave a large loop open, because that's then how the treble hooks get caught in there very easily. So there we go. I'm going to tighten that up really good. Now I'm going to, and you want to do this without bending your wire, because if you bend your wire, put a kink in your wire, then you're going to ruin the natural drag of the lure, the way the lure swims. Tighten it up, nice and snug, but not an overkill, so you ruin the leader underneath. And I'm going to put one more on the other side. Okay, that's good. All right, now I'll cut this off here at the end later. I'll turn that off, that way it'll, so here's the treble hook side. Now for the other end, I'll cut this to my length that I prefer. I'm going to put another single sleeve on here. Oops, almost forgot something. Now, obviously, we talked about the hole on the top for the lines through system. If I go through the hole on the top, out the mouth, it's going to pull the fish downward, which is going to give you more depth. So it depends on what type of fish you're fishing for. But they recommend, I'd rather have the treble hook down here because it's got a nice place to snap it into. So what I'm going to do, my first time doing a line through lure, is I'm going to put it in the bottom. You know what? The line is too frayed. Going to have to cut it. There we go. Now I got a nice clean break, nice clean cut. Going to put it through the bottom, and then it's going to come out the mouth. I think it's got a little bit of a, come on. Good thing for eyeglasses, I'll tell you. Yeah, see, it's a good thing I'm using 60-pound because there's a blockage in there. Come on. Let me twist it. There we go. Felt it snap. Okay, now it's coming out. Watch this. Good, I didn't kink I don't like kinking. You know, kink them, then you ruin the way the lure tracks behind you, or the way it trails in the water. It loses its natural movements. All right, so now now we've got it through properly. Now I'm going to put another, I can either use a solid ring or a barrel swivel. I'm going to use the swivel. Let's put another single sleeve on this end. Got to keep tapping the GoPro camera so I can look at the screen. Put this through. Same thing with this end. I'm going to run it through. This is obviously where I'm going to adjust the length of my leader. That's a long leader, my goodness. Yeah, I'm going to really shorten that leader. You know, the shorter the leader is, the less chance of it kinking up. So I'm going to be cutting off a lot of this. I just wasted a lot of metal leader line, but that's okay. All right, I'm going to run it. I'm going to double it through again. Okay, there it is right there. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull it through and close that loop so the loop's not too big, because if the loop's too big, then I'm going to give the treble hook a place to get stuck. When you make your own leaders, you can prevent that stuff. So there we are. That's perfect right there. Treble hook's not going to go in there. I'm going to go ahead and lock it down. Two hands on that baby. I'm going to do one more on the other end. It's a long sleeve. Okay, not too tight. You don't want to kill your leader underneath and lose a nice fish. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of this extra piece here because this is a long one. I'll cut the other one as well. All right. Okay. And there you have it. There's my leader. Now, the way this is designed, I'm going to have to cut this now. Learning as we go, growing, we grow as we go, they say, as they say. Cut that off real short. There we go. All right, now, okay, I'm already seeing, oh no, that's okay, the barrel is going to be right there on the flush. So what you do is you stick this, there's a little hole here, it's like a carrier. Looks like a little, you know what, a little place for the bait to go poo at. Stick that in here like this, and there it is. Here's my first time putting together a line through system, Savage Gear 3D line through roach live bait fish. And I can't wait to see it under the water. I bet this thing really moves good. But what it is, it's designed to where when the fish comes up behind it, and what if you're trolling slowly or I'm just working the pole, reeling it in, the fish comes up, grabs it, gets hooked, ouch, right there, like it just got hooked, and pulls this out, and then the fish, as you'll see on the professional video that I'm going to provide in the description field, the live bait lure goes up the line, henceforth a line through system, and now the fish is on your hook here, and the fish, there's less chance that the fish is going to damage your rubber live bait, and there's less chance that your lure is going to further damage your fish. And that's important for me because unless I'm camping and I'm going to eat the fish that day or the next day, unless I'm camping at the lake, whatever lake we're at, or at the ocean, I catch and release all of my fish. Even when we went to Alaska, I was catching my limit easily of pink, silver salmon, and just landing big salmon, and we didn't take any of them. The captain of the ship was actually shocked that I didn't take any, but it's just too expensive to have it smoked or packed and shipped back to the mainland, to California. So folks, this is it. This is the line through system. You can buy these at Savage Gear. I'll provide a link on the website as well in the description field, as well as an awesome video that they did. They've got some professionally done videos, but you store this little hook in here like that, and then you put it in the water. The fish catches it, pulls the hook off the line, the fish goes up to here, and then you reel it in like this with this lure here, live bait here, and the real fish on the hook. Reporting live from my studio in Redlands. I'm actually at my ham radio station, which is Kilo 2, Papa Tango Lima.